There's a song that can stop conversations, pull people off their couches, and have even the hardest of hearts scrambling for loose change. Sometimes grown adults sprinting barefoot outside, clutching their crumpled dollar bills. It's not a top 100 pop song. It's not Baby Shark. Lord have mercy if we ever hear that song again. It's the sound of an ice cream truck. That sound does something no algorithm ever could. It pulls us out of isolation and into shared space. For a moment, we stop scrolling, we stop rushing, and we show up, curious, present, and open to each other. There's no logging in, no updates required, just a sidewalk. On a hot day, with a slight breeze blowing on sweaty brows. A line of excitement building on that sizzling sidewalk, and at least one grown adult dramatically upset that somebody's child and took the last strawberry shortcake popsicle. These joy-filled moments of interaction with a group of strangers really made me pay attention. While we've been designing a future to be faster and smarter, we're quietly losing the small human moments that make communities feel alive. The moments where strangers become neighbors, where neighbors become honorary cousins being invited to the cookout, where belonging happens. I believe that the future cannot be shaped by optimization alone. It must be shaped with shared joy, intentionally designed into the very infrastructure of our communities. And if we look closely, ice cream may be the perfect lens to see what we've been missing. So here's the scoop. We are living in the most efficient time in human history. You can get food delivered in 12 minutes. Packages arrive in 2 days, sometimes 2 hours. We trained our attention spans to survive 10-second videos. Now AI can draft our emails, schedule our meetings, and in some cases help us figure out what to say to someone we love. We have systems for convenience, increased productivity, and speed. We forgot about belonging. In the year 2000, political scientist Robert Putnam published Bowling Alone, documenting the steady decline of civic engagement in America. In 2011, sociologist Sherry Turkle released Alone Together, warning that technology, while connecting us digitally, was quietly isolating us emotionally. Then in 2020, Putnam returned with the upswing, tracing how we've shifted from a culture of we to a culture of I. Even more recently, in 2023, the United States Surgeon General issued a national advisory declaring loneliness a public health epidemic. So here we are, more productive than ever, yet more alone than we've ever been. We've built smart cities and lonely people. And if we're not careful, we'll keep building systems that run at lightning speed, while the human parts of us melt faster than a soft-serve cone in July. So if loneliness is rising, what happens in the opposite direction? What happens when we gather, when we laugh, when we stand in line for something as simple as ice cream? Turns out quite a lot. Psychologist Barbara Fredrickson developed the broaden and build theory. Her research shows that positive emotions expand our thinking. When we experience joy, our brains become more creative, more open, more collaborative. And over time, these small moments build resilience, trust, and social connection. Joy broadens, and what we broaden, we build. And yes, biologically speaking, ice cream does help too. Fat, sugar, cold, creamy. That combination lights up the brain's reward system. It's basically a neuroscience-approved mood boost. Here's what we overlook. That Choco Taco may bring you out to the truck, but that same truck coming by every Saturday at noon and you seeing your favorite people, that's the recipe for building community. A dash of opportunity and a big splash of joy equals collective effervescence. Or in plain terms, that shared buzz that happens when people gather around the same experience. Sporting events, festivals, TEDx talks, or your neighborhood sidewalk when the ice cream truck rolls through. The music plays, neighbors step outside onto that sizzling sidewalk with excitement in tow. Someone eventually asking, "What you getting?" And somewhere down the block, there's a debate about why that SpongeBob popsicle never actually looked like SpongeBob. It's a tiny ritual, but rituals build rhythm, and rhythm builds belonging, and belonging builds community resilience. Thriving communities don't treat joy as an accident. There's a strategy to this community creation, an architecture, if you will. I call it the joy infrastructure, the intentional design of spaces and experiences that make belonging easy and connection inevitable. I decided early on that I wanted to live inside of this infrastructure. I grew up a military kid, which meant I grew up moving a lot. But no matter where we landed, no matter the culture, there was always one common language: ice cream. It didn't matter where you were from. If you were holding a spoon, a cone, you were connected in that moment. And I knew that no matter where life carried me, I wanted to create something that crossed cultural barriers and created universal joy. And you know what happened? Two ladies who lived 3 doors down apart for 5 years met for the first time in line, joking about whether hot honey cornbread should come with the fire extinguisher. On ice cream for breakfast day, families lingered instead of rushing, balancing their children enjoying a scoop of ice cream on their pancakes, and parents laughing and enjoying that same scoop in a double shot of espresso. One of my favorite stories is a young lady I met while she was preparing for her senior prom. She lit up over her cone while we had girl talk about life and love. A week later, she returned just to show me her prom photos and to tell me she finally turned that boy loose, child. These are the moments that make our community's joy infrastructure. It's all about intentionally creating community bonded by joy and trust. All because I made some doggone good ice cream. And I created space and opportunity for connection, the space where community happens. For you, it could be your coffee shop with your favorite pastries and that super sweet barista that always knows your name. That city park with that new playground that hosts a kid-friendly DJ every Thursday evening. Your residential ice cream auntie serving that lemon Biscoff ice cream in a little neighborhood tea. These are the moments and the spaces that make a community's joy infrastructure, that build the beauty of true unity and sustained community. Somewhere we all want to belong. We've been idolizing the thought of what it means to be more productive. But what if we've been measuring progress incorrectly? We've defined progress by speed, scale, and output. Well, what if progress also looks like more sidewalks filled at dusk, more celebrations that pull us together, more small businesses and common spaces designed for laughter and cheer? We are not meant to function like robots. We're human, striving together each and every day to be our best selves, fueled by connection, sustained by the pulse of shared rhythm, empowered and inspired by joy and a little sugar. So if you're a neighbor, a student, a random someone on an evening stroll, and you hear that familiar jingle come on down the street, step outside and talk to the person next to you in line. If you're an entrepreneur, create more spaces that invite conversation. If you're a city leader, build more spaces and experiences that cause us to gather. We all have the ability to step outside and connect. We know that the world will be faster, it will be smarter. Let us not forget to intentionally build joy as we look ahead. Because sometimes the blueprint to a brighter future sounds a lot like an ice cream truck and an auntie asking how your day was. Thank you. Thank you.